Hello guys, welcome back to Filmy Fool, all things pop culture right here. I am one of those very few people who accidentally went ahead and watched this film without knowing much about this. The world was waiting for it, and the world had been tripping on one of the instrumental tracks of this film for months. I had heard the track to the point that it was everywhere for me, and I did not pay attention to who's composed it, where is it from, and to my surprise, I read rave reviews about this Taven film called DC starring Lokesh.
Safe out to
This is a very special film. I don't think it's enough to just call this film entertaining. It is entertaining, no doubt about it. But there is a lot more when you scratch the surface. Here's what I thought about DC. DC is a peculiar film because on the surface, it's based on Devdas. And DC in this case stands for Devdas and Chandra, Chandra being Chandramukhi, played by Wamiqa Gabbi. I call this film peculiar because it does not follow anything from the world of Devdas. Yes, the names are common. Yes, the fact that Devdas, when he originally falls for somebody, does not end up with that person. And the second woman to enter his life is Chandra in this case. And there is also a Chuni Lal, but that's about it. Yes, this guy likes his alcohol, but at the same time is not just that an alcoholic. That's not his only personality trait. What I love about this film is how it takes that, spins it around, makes it its own, and presents it to you with such vivid, beautiful frames. The choice of color palette, the choice of cinematography and camera angles is outstanding. Just simply splendid. But I'm jumping the gun. Before I get into the usual suspects, I want to call out the biggest and the baddest piece, and that is Anirudh's musical. This film is Anirudh's film. Yes, you have Lokesh and Wamiqa doing a fantastic job. The overall color tone, cinematography, all of that is absolutely top-notch. Action sequences, very good, and yet it is Anirudh's film. I have not stopped listening to the soundtrack of this film since the time I got out of the theaters. 15 songs running back to back on repeat for me. And guys, if you haven't seen this film, if you've read reviews or seen reviews and felt like, okay, let me listen to the soundtrack. Yes, the soundtrack is brilliant. But when you watch it with the film, you understand what Anirudh has done in this film. This BGM, every single track is a character. The background score is a damn character in this film. The play with fusion of Indian classical music with Western sounds. There is also a dabbling with reggae in a song or maybe even two. Bum Da Diga Diga is one of those songs, and then you have Hangover. These two songs definitely have reggae sounds to them. The beauty is in how Anirudh mixes these with Indian sounds. Absolutely fantastic. The highlight from the music, obviously each and every song from Namaste to The Rage, each of these is brilliant. Absolutely fantastic pieces of music. But the highlight of what Anirudh has done in this film comes in this scene where the protagonists are hiding in what you typically in the north call Baraat Ghar. It's a wedding guest house where there is a wedding taking place. The groom is trying to help the protagonists by sheltering them there. And the police finds out. Spoiler alert. Now, when the police finds out that all of these guys are here, there is a shootout that starts. And Anirudh responds to that shootout by mixing the sounds of the guns, the sounds of people running around and shrieking, with the dhol of the Baraat. It is an absolutely magnificent piece of cinema. Right there, that 3.5 minute sequence maybe, where they're trying to save themselves and run away, on that beat is magical. Absolutely magical. That is what cinema is all about. I loved watching this, and now I'm gonna go into the usual suspects, but before that, another huge shout out to Anirudh. Just outstanding work. I am so damn happy. And to the extent that I wanted to go watch this film again today. I've seen it on Sunday, and 2 days later, I wanted to go again today. Hopefully, I'm gonna get a chance to watch it maybe tomorrow or over the weekend now, if there are any shows running. I do not like watching these films as dubbed versions in the Hindi language. I go ahead and watch them in the natural language that they've been shot in. So in this case, I watched the Tamil version with subtitles. It was an absolutely packed house, completely houseful. People who knew what they had signed up for, and hooting game was on point. And why the hooting game? Because the aura farming in this film is absolutely on point. Whether it's Anirudh's music amping up those entries or those slow motion action sequences, or the aura that Lokesh, the director Lokesh, who's now the actor Lokesh, brings to the screen, I'm getting goosebumps just remembering those scenes. It is just such cinematic brilliance to watch this unfold. Loved watching these pieces, loved watching Lokesh on screen, and loved how these scenes have been shot. It is so much fun to watch a film like this in the cinemas. Lokesh is fantastic and to the point. He does not put a foot wrong. He has two modes almost to him, and you can never quite really tell when he's gonna flip the switch. Those two modes are not too far off. It's just a resting angry face and then just full on going crazy. So very thin line between the two, and you can never really tell when the switch is gonna be flipped. But absolutely enjoyed watching Lokesh on screen. There are a few scenes that he does exceptionally well. The corridor scene is fantastic. I'm going to get to that when I talk about the action sequences as well. In terms of the other people on screen, Wamiqa Gabbi, hats off, what a performance. The scene where she's walking in with a shawl, and again, spoiler alert guys, there is going to be spoilers because I can't talk about this film without giving spoilers. Wamiqa Gabbi walking in with the black shawl on, in a sari, and then the shawl comes off, and there are two guns lodged here in front of the sari, and both hands go in, and you have guns in both the hands pointing and shooting. Aura farming on point, pro max, and Wamiqa Gabbi delivering, and how the attitude, the body language, spot on. You never for a second feel, oh, this girl, it's looking very unnatural that she's shooting, she's never held a gun before, and you through the film realize, and she's being taught how to hold a gun, and yet her body language just becomes so natural by the time she has to do it. It's a piece of cake. Coming down to the cinematography, one of the most beautiful things in this film. It's sometimes a task to find beauty in action films, in films which have some bit of goriness in them, and yet the cinematography here, I think it is Mukesh who's done this. I'm going to check that up again, but the cinematography is absolutely magical. Such thing of beauty. The frames with which Wamiqa is captured, the frames like the one where a hand holds a gun and the other holds a rose, and then you see that frame with both of them together in one frame. It's beautiful. Then the obvious homage, tip of the hat to a poster on the wall. Just a slight hold of camera for you to absorb who is it that is being focused on in the posters. It's Bonnie and Clyde, and you get to see why. Then you have Wamiqa being shot from outside when she's got her head out of the window in the car, or the scene where Lokesh and Wamiqa are on two ends of the spectrum in a very shallow water body. Fantastic color grading on these scenes, absolutely beautiful to watch. And then the innovative cinematography on the corridor scene. Yes, some of those camera angles, the sharp cuts there, is fantastic to watch. Loved it. All in all, guys, this is a film that you should be watching by all means. Whether you understand the language or not, go ahead and watch it. I hate the fact that dubbed versions change the tonality and they never seem to get it right. And my second problem with dubbed versions is that when you watch enough of them, you realize that all voices are almost the same in every film. There is no characterization, there is no personality matching the person who's actually talking on screen. So hence, it's just not even close match. I would recommend that you go watch this film in Tamil with subtitles on. But if you just cannot, this is a film you should be watching anyway. So go ahead and watch this in a dubbed version. Theaters near you. It's playing right now. Guys, go ahead and watch DC. This is a fantastic film. So much fun. Action, romance, the beauty of music coming together with exceptional direction, fantastic cinematography, and some really well color graded scenes. I loved watching this. I cannot wait to go watch it again. This is Filmy Fool. Highly recommending you to go watch DC. Signing off. Until next time, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.